Hello. So our story today is called Froggy Gets Dressed. As you can see, it snows in the wintertime, so there's lots of extra clothes we have to wear when we go outside. It was cold. Froggy woke up and looked out at the window. Snow, snow, he's saying. I want to play in the snow. Go back to sleep, Froggy, said his mother. Don't you know frogs are supposed to sleep all winter? Wake up when the snow melts. No, no, cried Froggy, I'm awake, awake. I want to go out and play in the snow. So Froggy put on his socks, zoop, pulled on his boots, zap, put on his hat, zat, tied on his scarf, zwit, tugged on his mittens, zum, and flopped outside into the snow, flop, flop, flop. Now think about how you get dressed for the winter time. Is he wearing everything that would keep him warm, or is he missing something? Froggy, called his mother. What? Yelled Froggy. Did you forget to put something on? Can you figure it out what it is? Maybe. Froggy looked down. Oops, cried Froggy. I forgot to put on pants. He flopped back inside, flop, 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 tugged off his mittens, untied his scarf, took off his hat, pulled off his boots, he left his socks on, and slipped his pants on. Zip! Then he pulled on his boots, zup, put on his hat, zat, tied on his scarf, zwit, tugged on his mittens, zum, and flopped back outside into the snow, flop, flop, flop. Is he completely ready? Froggy, called his mother. What? Yelled Froggy. Did you forget to put something on? Did you figure out what it was? Yeah? Froggy looked down. Oops, he cried. I forgot to put on my shirt. And your coat, said his mother. So he flopped back inside, flop, 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 tugged off his mittens, untied his scarf, took off his hat. He left his pants, boots, and socks on, and buttoned up his shirt, zut, zut, zut. Then he snapped on his coat, snap, put on his hat, zat, tied on a scarf, zwit, and flopped back outside into the snow, flop, flop, flop. Froggy, called his mother. What? Cried Froggy. Did you forget to put something on? Froggy looked down. He had on his mittens, he had on his scarf, he had on his coat, he had on his shirt, he had on his pants, he had on his boots, he had on his socks. He reached up, yep, he had on his hat. So what could be missing? Think about when you get dressed in the morning. Is there something that you put on that Froggy forgot? Think about that. Your underwear, his mother laughed. Oops, cried Froggy, looking more red in the face than green. Did you guess right? So he flopped back inside, flop, 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 tugged off his mittens, untied his scarf, unsnapped his coat, unbuttoned his shirt, unzipped his pants, pulled off his boots, took off his socks, he left his hat on, and slipped his long johns on with a zap of elastic. Then he put on one sock, zoop, pulled on one boot, zap, tugged on one mitten, zum, and started to tug on the other, and let it drop, and said, I'm too tired, and went back to sleep. It's a lot of work getting ready to go outside in the winter. Zzz. Good night, Froggy. So now you're going to play a game with Mom and Dad. You have to talk about how you get ready for the winter time, and how did Froggy get ready, or how should he have gotten ready at the very, very end when he had all of his clothes, and what's the right order of how to get dressed. Let's see if you can figure it out. Bye.